Hello. Can you
Okay,
hear anything?
I can hear everything.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, here we are again at Petroma Therapy, and I would really like to send a shout out to RT at Starbucks here in Dallas. He's agreed to be interviewed, and he's going to talk about crystals and rocks and geology. And also, I wanted to say hello to Ophelia, who has a daughter that makes jewelry, and she's very interested in creativity. And of course, we have our faithful followers, Tony Carnes and Michael in Albuquerque. How many subscribers have you found lately?
I have found none. Why?
Are you looking for any?
No, because I haven't found any. I thought, what's the point of looking? I've given up.
Well, our
How
theme
many have you
today,
found? I guess the 80, 89 or 90, they're all yours, your friends.
they're not my friends.
Well, maybe they
I
will
only
be.
have one. I only have three friends. You and Alex and David Anton are my only three friends.
I have only one. His name is Jack
Jack,
Daniels.
yes, yes. Well, today,
Can you hear me okay? Because something's wrong with my phone.
can I hear you? Everything's fine. So our theme today is
Okay.
quotes, and we're going to call it quotes again. And if you go back and listen to some of the other episodes of Petroma Therapy, you'll hear that from time to time we find some quotes that we like, and we kind of talk about them. And some of them are serious, and some of them are humorous, and some of them are sad, and some of them are glad. They're glad quotes. What are you in the mood for today? Sad, mad, or glad?
You said that some of your friends are geologists, and I thought, well, I used to be like I was gonna be a geologist, among other things I was gonna be. And I would like to share a few quotes that geologists have, if you don't mind.
Sure, let's do it.
Do you want me to speak first, or would you like to
That
start?
sounds
I
fine. You may
start
now
with you.
say something. Yeah, go ahead and give us our first quote to think about. What are you thinking?
Well, I found that really old rocks. I mean, maybe that's some kind of a fossil at my summer house. I think that could be a dinosaur that died a billion years ago. I don't know, but I was told that's a remnants of some kind of an animal. Also, it looked a rock to me. And I know this quote that geologists say. They say that geologists have a saying that rocks remember, and I liked it for no apparent reason.
Wow, let's just pause a second and let that go into our brains. Rocks
I
remember.
do you like
I
it?
really, I, I really like that. Also, Artie is his name. I suppose his first name is Arthur, but Artie, he's actually not a geologist. He's a guy that works at Starbucks. But I mean, I think of him as a kind of a philosopher, uh, crystal rock guy because he's into rocks. But I
Yeah,
do I do
because
like rocks.
he not worked for Starbucks, he would have been a geologist, right?
Well, I don't know. He's not very old, so it's hard to say. I mean, he's a kind of an old soul in a young body. Well,
I
anyhow,
feel the
moving
same
right
about
along.
me.
You're an old soul in a young body.
Now, the old soul in old body. No, I don't
You're
like it. Okay, anyway, that's not the point. Can you tell me your quote?
okay. Well, the quote I'm going to share kind of goes along with this song that some people may know. It is a beautiful composition by Aaron Copland, and it's called Appalachian Spring. That's the musical composition. And embedded in this composition is a little piece called The Simple Gifts GIFTS. So the quote or the little poem, The Simple Gifts, which I'm going to say in a minute, was actually thought up in 1848 by this Quaker guy named Elder Joseph, I don't know, Bucket or Basket, I forgot what his name was. But he has this quote about how beautiful it is to be simple and to be free. But I'm going to just listen to a tiny bit of the music to kind of put us in the mood for that.
Okay, can you turn it on?
It is on. Are you listening?
No, but I can't hear it. But if you do that, that's okay.
It's building.
Building.
I mean, the song is building. So, anyhow, the quote that I like from this little piece, which I'm now turning off, it says the quote is, it's a gift to be simple. It's a gift to be free. Those are just the first two lines of it. 'Tis a gift to be simple and a gift to be free. What do you think about that?
I like simple things. Because I don't know what's my IQ, like maybe 101, but I like simple things because I understand them. I take time to enjoy simple things in life. My life.
I thought that 101 was your temperature.
In Fahrenheit, I don't know. I can't convert that.
Okay, no, okay, I'm sort of joking.
The calculator.
Okay, I just
know
missed
you do, but speaking more on a more serious note, what's a human temperature in Celsius? That would be 36.6, but in Fahrenheit, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was kind of a joke that maybe you have a fever.
I know, but now you hooked me up. I have to know the answer before we continue.
Okay, I'm going to tell you that. Just try to hold your breath for a second. I'm going to tell you. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. And now
that's part of the poem.
Yes, this is the quote. So you want to know what is 101 in Fahrenheit. You want to know what that is.
Now I want to talk about that quote because I thought the first line you said was the whole thing, but now I understand that was just the beginning.
Okay, so now
Can you read that again?
Okay, but now I'm finding out. Okay, just pause a second. Okay. 101 Fahrenheit is 38.333 Celsius. So have I answered that part of your question?
That's not my body temperature. Yeah, but that's not my body temperature because that made me sick.
That's what I'm saying. I was joking that you had a fever. Okay, back to
that part. I missed that punchline, but it was funny. Yeah, it was cool and funny.
It was funny. No, this poem, or just a couple lines of it. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free. It really, I sort of interpret that it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be simple. Because nowadays, in the year 2023, as we're coming towards the end of 2023, we can multitask. We can have Twitter, or it's called X. We can have Twitter X on, and we can have YouTube on, and we can have the television on. We can be watching Netflix. We can, be talking on the phone to our, to a friend. And meanwhile, we're looking through Facebook for something. And that is a very distracted way of being. But can't you do about 2 or 3 things at once?
Like multitask?
Yeah, like...
Because Alexander Makedonsky was famous for his multitasking. I guess he could write actually with both hands.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, I didn't know that word. Now I do. Is that how it's called?
Ambidextrous. So what's the guy's name? Mackenzie or
Alexander Makedonsky. He lived like 2,000 years ago.
no, he didn't live 2,000 years ago.
When did he live?
2,000 years ago, he would have been around like with the dinosaurs or something. No, I mean,
No, he just before Christ.
okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, back to the point. It's a blessing to be simple because I feel that, for example, right now I have the washer and the dryer on pause, and I see that on my stove the timer is the digital clock is messed up, so it's flashing, really distracting me. And I'm on my phone talking through Telegram to somebody in another. Well, I mean, you're in Boston sometimes, and sometimes you're in London. And so you are not only multitasking, but you are multi-present because you can be in many different places, right?
I don't know. I'm neither in Boston nor London. I've been in Boston like 25 years ago, and in London, even, I don't know, 2000 years, 2K, I don't know. I'm in Moscow, and but still we're in the same planet. And what?
But can't you close your eyes and go? I can go back to a different place in time. Like I can close my eyes and I can go back to when I was a little girl at my grandfather's house, or I can close my eyes and remember when I first went off to the university. So we've talked before about time travel and do we want to go to Mars or Venus or, robots or whatever. Can you close your eyes and just go back in time?
Speaking of time and place, I wouldn't have called it like, I wouldn't have pinned it down. I would, if you ask me what time and place I would want to be, I'd say the right place at the right time. It's not enough, I think. Even if you call it right place at the right time, that's not enough to be in it, because you have to be the right person.
Right. I've been in some really great places. Yeah, no, that is deep. Let's just pause a second and breathe. Are you breathing?
Yeah, I just had a bottle of a few shots of Jack Daniels. I cannot pause.
Okay,
right
then let me just.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep. Okay.
Okay, so I know that I've been in some really, really great places, always with the wrong person. I've been to London. I've been to Istanbul. I've been to Athens. I've been to Manhattan. Like I've been to so many places, but always with the wrong person. It would be such a great place to be if only I wasn't with the person I was with. So moving right along, I want to talk about another quote. It actually comes from Ecclesiastes, and that's a book in the Bible. And the words are, "To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die." Some of you might know this song.
I don't know that song. You still there?
So that's a song that was composed by a group called the Byrds, Byrds, and it is one of their greatest hits. They also recorded Mr. Tambourine Man, which was written by Bob Dylan. But and back to the quote is to everything there's a time and a purpose and a season. Like you said, it's good to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, time is what we want most, right? But we use it worst, even though we want it most. And it's not about having time. Sometimes you don't have it, but you'll have to make it, right? Making time.
Yeah.
How do you like
Yes,
that?
that's brilliant. We should be writing this
If you
stuff
want
down. I hope
time, you must make it.
yeah, I hope our subscribers are writing this stuff down so in case we say anything really important, they can get back with us.
We were not saying anything important. We also the time flies when you have fun. I told you before, but then again, if the time flies, that makes you what? The pilot. So the good news is you're the pilot when the time flies.
Pilot? Pilot?
Yeah, because if time
P-I-L-O-T?
flies, it flies with you. Yeah, time flies with you, and that makes you a pilot.
Pilot. Well, there's a song by Elton John. Well, one of my brothers wanted to become an air traffic controller, and my dad was in the Air Force, and I actually am afraid of heights. I can't even go on escalators. But yeah, I mean, aviator glasses are very popular, sunglasses, and like bomber jackets are popular. Aviation, fashion and gear. So let me just go back to something. You wanted to be a geologist, you wanted to be a baker, you wanted to be a poet, and now you want to be a pilot. So some of you that have been listening to...
I have a great quote in my mind about time, but go on.
No, tell us it.
I guess Alan Watts, in one of his videos, told that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today.
Yes.
How do you like? How does that make you feel? Is it deep?
That is very deep. I like that because it has a sense of urgency. Like, you're kind of sad you didn't do it 20 years ago, but there's a sense like, well, you could plant a tree now. Dallas just had a celebration.
You have a community garden. You can plant flowers.
Yes. And also, for some reason, no one is collecting anything from the community garden. So I have been, at the end of the summer, I was collecting okra, eggplants, tomatoes, jalapenos, rosemary, basil. Is it basil? Yeah, or basil. But back to this thing about planting. Dallas just had a huge program. Like, Dallas has some lakes and some hills and some green space and a lot of parks, but also a lot of huge parking lots, huge buildings, concrete everywhere. And so they just had a program it ended about 3 weeks ago, where you just show up at a couple places around Dallas and they'll give you a tree to plant. So I was telling my son-in-law, well, go get a tree, because his son was having a birthday. And I was thinking it would be really great if they could plant that tree in their yard, and then the boy could kind of grow along with the tree. But Dallas does have some free trees. Do they do that where you are? Any free trees?
When I was a child in an elementary school, or maybe in the middle school, we planted lots of trees. I remember we had like every spring, I guess, was it in spring? I don't remember. I personally, when I was a child, planted at least 10. Yeah. Have you?
Where are those trees?
Any tree?
No, are they in Siberia? Where are these trees?
Yeah, they're in Siberia. In the school I went into, because he who plants a tree, he plants hope, and I planted this hope for my future.
When will you be going back to Siberia?
Never. Why?
Well, Thomas Wolfe has a novel called "You Can't Go Home Again." Because when you try to go home, it's never the same, because you're not the same person you were when you lived there. But, back to Siberia, some people think of Siberia as like a place where there's like prison farms, and there's like tundra, and there's like polar bears wandering around. but it's actually a place where people live, and you were actually born there.
That's a stereotype. I don't know why people have it. Maybe I don't know, a long time ago it was considered something like an exile place for,
Well,
I don't know,
Solzhenitsyn wrote,
some kind of purgatory or
Solzhenitsyn.
stuff.
Well, I mean, it's not just a stereotype. It is cold there, and polar bears are kind of up that area. And, I mean, when I think of Siberia, I have watched some very interesting YouTube videos by Nigel Fowler, where he takes these old photos of pre-revolution Russia, and he has all these albums, and he shows what life was like in pre-revolutionary Russia, and he has a couple YouTube episodes about Siberia and about where the Tsar was, and just peasant life around, what life was like. So unless we see something, we really don't know. I mean, in America, in a lot of the textbooks, when they teach about geography, they say that Cuba has tobacco and cigars, and Miami has coconuts and drug dealers, and California has hippies and possible earthquakes, and that Texas is where they shot, or in Dallas is where they shot JFK. So these stereotypes we hear about, unless we learn anything new, we're just stuck with what we learned growing up as a kid. Like, what did you learn about?
I told you.
Go ahead.
I told you that I was never going to go back to Siberia, secretly hoping that I would, because sometimes I think, oh, I'm going to do this thing, and I just unable to reach that objective or proceed into that direction. I don't know, for no apparent reason again. But then again, I thought, what if I told you that I'm never going back, and what if it happens like tomorrow? I'll have to go back. I would gladly go. It's a great land. I don't know why it is ostracized or what's the word, like
monstrous.
But it's a great place. What's that called? I mean, there is a derogatory meaning when you say Siberia, but it's a great place to live. It's cold, of course, but the lots of what's that called? The fuels or whatever it is they dig out of from deep down, like oil and all that stuff that keeps you warm. Lots of wood, lots of food you can catch, lots of coal. That's what I was looking for. Coal.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to keep people warm, and
also
nature is beautiful.
Also, there's beautiful women. Well, Russia is famous for beautiful women, and also Finland and Sweden. And like if you're really cold, having a really beautiful Finnish woman near you, or like a amazing girl from like Norway, or like some Russian beauty. So we have also stereotypes about what the people look like. But I know that with international travel being what it is, and the geopolitical situation around the world, there are Russians coming to Texas, coming to Manhattan. There are Ukrainians in Dallas. There are people here from the Middle East. I've traveled in a lot of different places, and I really love. Is it called herring and cream cheese? No, sour cream and herring. I just remember there used to be this Jewish delicatessen I went to in Houston where you could get, it was called Katz, Katz, and they had all this fabulous, well, what is that thing that you like to eat? It's called the furry fish. What is it called? It's some kind of a delicacy. It's a bunch of gelatin and fish, and you eat it on crackers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I cannot translate it to English right away.
Well, just tell us what's in it.
It's kind of a salad. It's one of my favorite.
Well, describe to us what's in it. What is in it? Like for Americans, when we hear the word salad, we're thinking lettuce and tomato.
Oh, yeah, but what I would call it herring under fur coat, that would be my equivalent of what I have in mind. Herring salad. So it's Russian. It's called Russian probably. You need to have a whole salted herring, and you just chop it down like a fillet it. So you have lots of boiled vegetables, okay? And that salted herring, you put it under a coat of boiled vegetables, which are like potatoes, carrots, and beets, and green onions, and that makes it sort of what's that called? Pie, not the pie, layer cake, or 5 or 6 layer salad with a lot of mayonnaise.
A layered, it's like, I don't want to use the word rubberized, but it's like layered. Now, I remember when I went to Turkey, I'm an American from Texas, but I was in Turkey, and in Turkish, Rus salata in Turkish is different types of like potatoes, carrots, peas, mayonnaise, and it's served. It's really, really good. I mean, it's the way you're describing it is like a more formal, delicious, high-end at a restaurant. But I never knew that this version that I had tried in Turkey, they called it Rus salata.
No, that was probably a little bit different, because the one I'm describing is like really hard to make. You have to at least like 12 hours for layers to soak after it all assembled. And usually I only try it once or twice a year, New Year's Eve, and maybe something else in the winter. And it's great. It's one of my favorites. Really, it comes from childhood. Have you? Like Olivier is very popular. I don't know if you know what I mean, like Olivier salad.
Say it again. No, I just couldn't hear the pronunciation. You're not hitting the final consonants. It sounds like you're saying Bujirior.
Yeah,
just
because I don't know what's it called.
While you're thinking of that, I am going to share another little song called Green Onions. This is a song by Booker T and the MGs, and it's a famous kind of blues jazz song. And maybe while a little bit of this is playing, the song's called Green Onions, maybe this will jog your memory. Well, that was refreshing.
Yeah, maybe it's me, but I couldn't hear a thing. I hope that it gets recorded anyway. And
it'll be interesting.
That you found that song about green onion.
It'll be interesting to hear what the episode, when you publish it, what it will be like. 2,000 people made comments on that. This one person says, I remember my mom playing this song on Saturday morning on Rochester, New York's WDKX radio station. This was one of her favorite songs. I just lost her 2 days ago. Rest in eternal peace, Mom. I love you forever and a day. And then this other person says, this is one of the songs that will never go out of style. Then someone else says, this is one of the most recognizable songs that whoever sang it the year it came out, everyone has heard it. Then someone else says, this is my go-to song. One of the coolest instrumentals, which only gets mature in time like wine. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I like that, what you said, but I couldn't hear a thing, but maybe I'll Google it later. Or YouTube, I find it and listen specifically for it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say one more thing about this song. This is somebody's memory. He says, it's a summer night. I'm driving down a country road in my 1968 Camaro, coming back from a car show, looking out the window at a full moon in the sky. I'm chilling and listening to this song on the radio. The vibe is so good, and I'm smiling away to myself. The day was a good day, not that anything significant happened, but it's the little things in life that make life worth living.
Well, amen to that.
Yes. I don't even know if we can improve on that as an ending for our episode. What do you think? You want to talk about another quote?
No, I was going to finish with that Olivier salad.
Tell me about it.
Mind.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a Russian cuisine, but I heard that it was invented by French people, and actually in France they call it French salad, and Ukrainian they call it Ukrainian potato salad, I guess. But it's a traditional salad dish in Russian culture. You know about what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it. I've never heard of it, but
you found it. So you know better.
Potatoes, vegetables, eggs, meat, and mayonnaise. I'm just saying I have never had it, and I have never heard of it, and I have never eaten it. But it looks good. They say it's a traditional salad in Russian cuisine. It's also popular in post-Soviet countries and around the world. Oh, this looks great.
So these two are like the mandatory food for New Year's Eve or some other major celebration. That fur, what's that? Carrying under fur. And this
the layers.
Olivier. I don't know what that means. Olivier, probably French.
Well, there's different variations on it. This little recipe I'm looking at says it's usually made with diced, boiled potatoes, carrots, brined dill pickles or cucumbers, together with sometimes green peas, eggs, celery, onions, and apples. Optional meat includes chicken, bologna, sausage, ham, hot dogs, salt, pepper, mustard. It's all dressed with mayonnaise. In many countries, this dish is referred to as Russian salad. In Brazil, it's called mayonnaise. In the Scandinavian countries like Denmark and Norway, it's called Italian salad. It is also very popular in northern Italy, where it's called insalata russa. And in Dutch, it is called Hussar salata. In the former Yugoslavian countries, it's called Ruska salata, and sometimes it's called Francuska salata. But in Romania, they call it salata.
So when you were in Turkey, I'm sure that you tried this one when you said that was Russian salad or something. That's what you've probably eaten.
Well, I know that my sister-in-law was a very, very good cook. She now lives. Her name is Gulay. She lives up in Sweden now with her. Well, she's up in Sweden. Anyhow, yeah, she made this, and it was so good. And I go, what's that? Because we have in the United States a can of mixed vegetables. It's just like a can. And people that are like really lazy would just drain the water out of the can, dump it in a bowl, throw some mayonnaise, and take it to a picnic and say, look, I made Russian salad. But that's real lazy. But Gulai made it with all the ingredients. This says that this salad is also called Stolichnaya salad. It originated in Russia and it was created by Lucien Olivier. And yeah, wow! And it's very important on New Year's Eve. I wonder if people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Here's a restaurant, the Hermitage restaurant in the 20th century. He cooked there? He was the chef at the Hermitage. Oh my gosh! I'm going to have to eat
If
this.
you remember that when we read Anna Karenina, that Steve he had the choice, well, where to go for lunch, Hermitage or I don't remember, there was a second name, and he chose Hermitage. He and his friend,
Right.
Levin, I guess. So they
Yes.
had eaten that restaurant was mentioned in Tolstoy's Roman. Was it Roman or novel? Anna Karenina.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know any way to how to properly end today's episode, to open up, like to keep mental loop open in on our subscribers' minds so that they
Well, yeah, I think that one of the things we can do is we can think about the year coming to an end, 2023, and yet still try to enjoy the present moment. In the United States, we have Thanksgiving coming up in about a week, so there's many things to be thankful for: music and faith and fun and food and Booker T and the MG's Green Onions. And, we thank our listeners for listening. And I'm pretty excited. I'm actually hungry right now. I wonder what I should eat. Would you like to
I'll
say
just
goodbye
take
to our customer?
another shot of Jack Daniels.
Okay, that sounds good. Well,
I
adios.
don't have
for now.
such a problem.
You don't have a
Amen
problem?
to that.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't have such.
No, it's okay. You can keep talking.
No, I was gonna say that I don't have such a problem as you do. Like when I'm hungry, I'm just having that shot of Jack Daniels, and I'm not hungry anymore. You
Okay.
should try the same.
Well, actually, I have.
You have Maker's Mark.
Yeah, what I did is actually I went to this little dance club tonight and listened to Texas Slim play. He's like he has this song called Come Have Coffee with Me. He's a really great blues man here in Dallas, and he'll be here for New Year's Eve. He'll be playing at the Goat in Dallas, Texas, and I just came from about an hour and a half from there, 2 a.m. in the morning here in Dallas, and I came home and I had a cup of coffee with some Maker's Mark bourbon in it. And while I was at that little dance club, I had a Dos Equis, which is just a Mexican beer. And then I actually had some rice and turkey and spices. So, I'm actually kind of doing okay, I think.
Okay, keep it that way. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.